The prophet Ezekiel is a pivotal figure in Judeo-Christian tradition, and his visions and messages are preserved in the Book of Ezekiel, part of the Old Testament. This book is a treasure trove of symbolic visions, prophetic drama, and above all, a search for hope amid divine judgment. Ezekiel lived in Jerusalem during the first Babylonian attack. As a priest, he was captured and taken into exile. The book begins 5 years later when Ezekiel has a profound vision of a storm cloud with 4 extraordinary creatures, outstretched wings, and a dazzling platform supporting the throne of God. These creatures, described in Ezekiel chapter 1, verses 4 through 28, symbolize the majesty and glory of the Lord, echoing past events like the divine manifestation at Mount Sinai, Exodus chapter 19, and over the Ark of the Covenant. This vision shocks Ezekiel because God's glory is now in Babylon, not in Jerusalem. Adding to the poignancy, this occurred on Ezekiel's 30th birthday, the year he would have become a priest in Jerusalem if not for the exile. Ezekiel receives a divine commission to accuse Israel of rebellion and covenant breaking, echoing Moses' warnings in the Book of Deuteronomy. Using vivid allegories and street theater, Ezekiel enacts the Babylonian siege through models and miniatures of Jerusalem. His symbolic actions align with biblical traditions of visual representation, such as Jeremiah chapter 18, verses 1 through 6, where the prophet visits a potter's house. This is the word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, "Go down to the potter's house, and there I will give you my message." So I went down to the potter's house, and I saw him working at the wheel. But the pot he was shaping from the clay was marred in his hands, so the potter formed it into another pot, shaping it as seemed best to him. Then the word of the Lord came to me. He said, "Can I not do with you, Israel, as this potter does, declares the Lord? Like clay in the hand of the potter, so are you in my hand, Israel." However, the hardness of Israel's heart, emphasized by Ezekiel, recalls Moses' words about human stubbornness in Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 16. "Circumcise your hearts, therefore, and do not be stiff-necked any longer." Ezekiel becomes a living sign, dramatizing the siege and the scarcity during exile. His extreme actions, such as lying on his side for over a year and eating bread baked over excrement, evoke themes of sacrifice and purification, Ezekiel chapter 4, verses 9 through 17. His messages, though dramatic, assert that the destruction of Jerusalem is just, for the people, including the temple priests, had turned to idolatry. Because of this, God abandoned the temple, revealing his presence in Babylon instead. Ezekiel argues that God's justice demands that Israel pays for breaking the covenant. Though he warns the people fervently, God tells Ezekiel they will not listen. The prophesied destruction culminates in a sorrowful report from a refugee, confirming Jerusalem's fall and the temple's ruin. This event parallels Jeremiah's lament over Jerusalem in chapter 52, verses 6 through 14. By the 9th day of the 4th month, the famine in the city had become so severe that there was no food for the people. Then the city wall was broken through, and all the soldiers fled. The Babylonians pursued King Zedekiah and overtook him in the plains of Jericho. He was brought to the king of Babylon at Riblah, where he was sentenced. The sons of Zedekiah were executed before his eyes, and then his eyes were gouged out. He was bound in bronze shackles and taken to Babylon, where he remained in prison until his death. On the 10th day of the 5th month, in the 19th year of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuzaradan, commander of the imperial guard, set fire to the temple, the royal palace, and all the houses in Jerusalem. Despite this grim narrative, Ezekiel chapter 11 ends with a glimmer of hope. God promises to restore a remnant of Israel, a renewal of hearts that aligns with Moses' words in Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 6. The Lord your God will circumcise your hearts and the hearts of your descendants, so that you may love him with all your heart and with all your soul, and live. This promise is echoed in Ezekiel chapter 36, verses 26 and 27. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit in you and move you to follow my decrees and be careful to keep my laws. Ezekiel's symbolic visions also resonate with Christians, who often interpret them as foreshadowing New Testament themes and the coming of Jesus Christ. For Jewish readers, these prophecies connect deeply with the historical context of exile and restoration. A vivid example of hope appears in Ezekiel's vision of the Valley of Dry Bones, Ezekiel chapter 37, verses 1 through 14. Here, Ezekiel witnesses a powerful resurrection, symbolizing national restoration. The hand of the Lord was on me, and he brought me out by the Spirit of the Lord and set me in the middle of a valley. It was full of bones. He asked me, Son of man, can these bones live? I said, Sovereign Lord, you alone know. Then he said to me, Prophesy to these bones. I will make breath enter you, and you will come to life. Then you will know that I am the Lord. As Ezekiel prophesies, the bones come together, are clothed with flesh, and filled with breath, becoming a vast army. Ezekiel also foretells God's victory over Gog, a leader of hostile nations, a prophecy echoed in Revelation chapter 19, verses 11 through 21. The book concludes with a vision of a new city named The Lord is There, symbolizing God's eternal presence, a theme paralleled in Revelation chapter 21, verses 1 through 4. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth. I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. Through Ezekiel, we are invited to explore the depths of Scripture, the interconnection of prophecy, and the enduring promise of hope amid divine judgment. If this content enriched your understanding, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more biblical insights. Stay tuned for the next video, where we will dive even deeper into the messages of the Bible. See you soon!